What if I told you that one of the most controversial prophetic voices in modern ministry is making a move so bold it could shake the very foundation of the Church of God in Christ? Yes, Prophet Karn. A man celebrated by many as anointed and condemned by others as deceptive. And now, he's made a decision that has the entire gospel world buzzing. Is he truly stepping away from COGIC to launch something of his own? Or does this moment expose far deeper issues inside one of the most influential Black Pentecostal denominations in the world? Because what's playing out right now isn't just a simple shift in leadership. It may reveal long-growing fractures within the church structure itself. And once you hear the full story, you'll find yourself asking whether this is obedience to God or rebellion wrapped in spiritual language. Karn has always drawn attention, both good and bad. His powerful delivery, bold prophetic declarations, and ongoing controversies have kept him in constant discussion. But this time, the conversation isn't about a rumor or a prophecy gone viral. It's about a move that could redefine his legacy and reshape the future of COGIC. To understand how we got here, you have to go back before the speculation, before the arguments online, and before the quiet distance began forming between Karn and the traditional leadership of COGIC. From the time he was a teenager, Karn wasn't like other preachers. He was labeled a prodigy, an emotional, captivating, prophetic force whose influence grew at lightning speed. His ministry drew crowds, and with that came independence. While many COGIC leaders stayed rooted in the denominational chain of command, Karn began building his own structure. He created his own conferences, leadership teams, revival tours, and eventually a global brand called Kingdom City Church. At first, it seemed harmless. Plenty of COGIC leaders have their own ministries, but subtle shifts began to appear, differences in doctrine, tone, and especially the way authority was handled. COGIC values structure and accountability. Karn operated with a much more direct, almost singular authority. Then the sermons changed. He warned about systems that have lost their oil, and emphasized kingdom over denomination, calling over tradition. To his supporters, these were powerful truths. To critics, they were hints that he was pulling away. By the time people started whispering that he was preparing to start a new church, the foundation had already been laid. His followers saw destiny. His critics saw ego. Behind the scenes, tension built. Leadership admired his influence but feared the lack of oversight. Some felt he was becoming a denomination unto himself. Rumors circulated about private conversations with bishops about bringing his ministry back under official covering. Word is, Karn refused, not out of arrogance but conviction. You can't control a calling that didn't come from you. That reported statement became the unofficial turning point. Not long after, his sermons became more pointed. He preached against denominational bondage and warned that prophets are often rejected by the very systems they try to bless. But the moment that made everything public came during a national church event where he was expected to speak. His name was allegedly removed from the program at the last minute. Whether political or personal, the message was clear. Something had broken. Those closest to Karn say that period was both painful and liberating. Painful because he had invested years into building relationships within COGIC. Liberating because he finally accepted he did not fit a structure that couldn't embrace his calling. Not long after, a series of sermons went viral. In one, he declared, "The modern church wants prophets to be puppets." Supporters cheered. Leaders were furious. To some, it was truth. To others, it was open rebellion. Then came the announcement that sent shockwaves across church circles. Karn was pastoring a new church. Independent. Spirit-led. Outside denominational control. Kingdom City became more than a name, it became a movement. His launch services were packed. Worship was intense. People cried, shouted, fell to their knees. Karn preached a message titled, "Obeying God when it costs you everything." And everyone understood he was speaking about his own journey. Thousands celebrated the move as freedom. Others condemned it as pride. COGIC members accused him of using the platform they gave him to build his own empire. Some said he surrounded himself with people who told him only what he wanted to hear. But younger believers, millennials and Gen Z, began flocking to him. They said they finally felt seen, finally felt stirred. finally felt free from politics and tradition. As Kingdom City grew, so did the critiques. Some pastors warned that independence without accountability can lead to chaos. One leader in COGIC stated publicly that a prophet without covering is a ship without an anchor. Karn didn't respond. Instead, he expanded. New branches, prophetic schools, revival tours. His ministry branding shifted completely toward a global movement rather than a denomination. The line had been drawn. Kingdom City was not COGIC. It was something entirely its own. Through all the celebration and criticism, one question lingers. Did Brian Karn make this move because God truly called him to? Or because years of conflict, hurt, and tension pushed him out? The answer may determine whether this movement becomes a revival or a controversy that reshapes church leadership for years to come.